from his studios in New York, it's time for Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. Here's your host, Dan Tortora.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. The top 10s are coming up at 10 of 2018, as this is our first show of 2019. We were off for New Year's Day, so the top 10 at 10 will be coming up in just a few minutes. Very excited to be sharing those with you. The top 10 Syracuse football moments of 2018, top 10 Jacksonville Jaguars moments of 2018 on the prowl, the top 10 moments for my company of 2018, and the top 10 words or phrases that I would love to leave back in 2018 and never bring them forward into the present or the future. Those are all coming up in just a few minutes, but before we go there, we must go here, and that is to the Camping World Conversation. The Camping World Conversation is proudly going to be featuring what's going on here in the Camping World Conversation, Kielan Whitner, as well as Dante Strickland, and very excited to have both of these gentlemen onto the broadcast today to speak with you. Two seniors that finished up their time at Syracuse with this game have fought to get to a bowl game the entire time that they have been there. So to get to a bowl game, and not only get to a bowl game, but win it. So it's been a quest to get there. It's been a long road to get there. It's been a lot of tough nights and sleepless nights to get there. But get there they did. Get there they were able to accomplish and to get the victory. So I could be nothing but more. I couldn't be more proud than I am right now of everybody on this team, including these two gentlemen, Dante Strickland and Kielan Whitner, for what they accomplished by never stop believing in themselves and by getting to where they are right now. So God bless and much appreciation to them for all the hard work that they have done. And I can't say enough about both of these guys and just what they've been to this team, and the fact that they are true examples of when your feet are to the fire and you feel that burn, you got to keep pushing on. Dante Strickland and I talk about finally getting to a bowl game and getting a victory. That's what Dante had to say.
It was a pleasure, Syracuse and Coach Safer staff, giving me an opportunity. A lot of schools passed up on me. I can't thank them, enough. My family supported me and everything, and just the fans, just staying behind us and sticking through us through these 4 years I've been here. It's been a hell of a run.
When you get to this game, that faith, belief without evidence, how hard was it to keep that faith?
It wasn't that hard. Hold on, my family. Hello? I'm getting an interview. Let me call you back. I'm sorry, you repeat that question?
Just what you could say about having that faith, belief without evidence, and if it was difficult.
It wasn't difficult at all. A lot of guys on the team, it was just the opportunity. It was just a matter of time for us, everybody to buy in and everything, and just, get the ball rolling. And we saw the opportunity and we seized it, and that was all.
Abdul Adams, just what you could say about him, Mo Neal, all the guys, Jarvion Howard, that are still going to be here.
The sky's the limit for those boys. I built a great relationship with all of them, specifically with Mo. I've been roommates with him for the past 2 years now. Love that boy to death. Same with Abdul and Jarvion. The sky's the limit for them, and they can take this program a long way.
And lastly, just what you can say. Eric said that he's going to be your brother forever. He said, "I love that man till the day I die. I'll be his friend till the day I die." Just what you can say about Eric.
The second we stepped on foot on campus, we thought we had that same mindset. It was just once he got his opportunity, when T. Hunt had went down, we just knew that he could change his program around. And I stuck behind him the whole way through, and our connection just built through. From Twitter before we got on campus to us now, and it's crazy that what we did and what we accomplished now. We'll be telling our grandchildren about this thing, and sharing a few drinks on the island somewhere. Hopefully, he's gonna be making a big buck soon. Hopefully, I follow his footsteps. But we're just excited to leave the legacy that we left here, and we still got some more in the tank.
That coming once again from Dante Strickland. Dante Strickland, running back of the Syracuse Orange football team, and playing in his first bowl game as a college player in the last game that he had. So playing in his first bowl game and his last ever game in college. what an amazing story to tell to his kids, his grandkids, and so on and so forth for the rest of his life, getting that victory. Also a senior finishing up his time at Syracuse, Kielan Whitner, and just what he had to say about the road to get here and the accomplishment.
Man, I mean, those rough seasons, like Coach Babers talked about, those 4-8 seasons, a lot of losing, a lot of, players not agreeing on things. Sometimes you lose the main goal and, you can't see it, but I feel like Coach Babers did a great job of coming in, instilling his culture, and, got us to a winning season, and I'm just super happy to be a part of it.
What is it about Dino Babers? When he came in, he said faith, belief without evidence. Just go into that a little bit deeper. What made you believe in him? What made you have faith?
Man, Coach Babers is just a guy, I can tell, his character, and, he's a good guy with a good heart, and at the end of the day, that's all you want as a coach. So, a guy that's on our side, at the end of the day, it's easy for people to follow him. So Coach Babers stepped up, and, we could tell that he was a guy for us, so everybody wanted to follow a guy like that, and I'm glad everybody bought in and made it happen.
Eric Dungy has been through a lot. I asked him a question about, what this moment meant to him, and got choked up. He said, people are going to get on me about my tears, but these are my tears. It's his reality. Just what you could say about going through the journey with guys like him and guys like Dante. I mean, there's so many different players, Chris Slayton and whatnot. There's a lot of you guys in the senior class that have gone through all of this adversity together just to get here.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's been an incredible journey. I was talking with the guys earlier about it, and we were talking about how we wouldn't have changed a thing. The tough seasons got us to this point today, and, made us the men we are today. So those down times really got us to have this amazing feeling right now, and those guys have all done a phenomenal job. Like you said, Eric, Dante, guys like Cody Conway, Chris Slayton. I mean, those guys just never wavered, always stuck to the course, and just worried about winning, and we finally got it done, so it's exciting. This game, just bring me into it. I mean, it's a rivalry. Coming to the game, there's 61 games played between West Virginia and Syracuse. This being the 62nd, you guys have 34 wins, they have 28. You won 4 straight against West Virginia historically now. Just what that means. Jerome Smith said to me before the game, because he won in the Pinstripe Bowl, he said West Virginia does a really good job talking, but they don't do a really good job beating us. You've played West Virginia now. What does it feel like to beat a rival? I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I was running out of the tunnel, and I see Floyd right there, gave him a high five, and it kind of sunk into me, what this rivalry really means to the, those past guys, and I'm just glad to, be able to be a part of it first and foremost, and then, to get a win. I agree with Jerome. They do a lot of talking, but we got it done today, so that's all that matters. Just everything about Syracuse, what are you going to remember the most? What's going through your head the most right now to go through this journey, to have those 4 and 8s, to not want to hang your head in the adversity and to battle through it? And I mean, you guys believed there was light at the end of the tunnel when it felt like nobody else did. Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about it all week, and especially, during and after this game, just Syracuse made me the man I am today. Without those tough times and that adversity, I don't feel that I would be the man I am today, or, try to have the character that I have today. Those tough times made me the man I am, and I'm super grateful for those times, and this moment is just, incredible. Who are the guys that, are you really going to take those relationships with the most? Who are the brothers? I mean, I know Eric was talking about him and Dante from day 0. I mean, who are some of the guys for you? Yeah, I mean, me and Eric have lived together since summer start in Syracuse, so we've lived together all 4 years, and that's my dog till I die. Ryan Guthrie, even though he came on late in our senior class, just the bond we were able to build, and then being able to play alongside of him all season, it's, been a great experience, as well as, like you said, Strickland and Rex Culpepper too. Rex is my guy, man, and I see him, only bright things for him in his future, and I just really appreciate, the relationship I've made, with alumni, staff, other players, so it's been awesome, and I just really appreciate Syracuse for everything they've done for me. You, like Dungy and Strickland, got brought in under Scott Schaefer's staff. Just bring me into that transition and just being here right now in this moment, because coaching changes and losses and all these different things. I mean, stuff happens that you can control, stuff happens that you can't. How did you handle it all, and just kind of looking back at it? I feel like that just kind of speaks to the group of guys that were able to stick it out all 4 years. Like you said, those tough times, they were really tough, and we're really down, and I mean, winning 4 games in a season, people don't understand the toll that has on you mentally. So for us to just be able to stick through and get to this point, it's awesome, and I'm just glad glad that I could do it alongside these guys, such great guys, and I'm just happy to be here.
I got to ask you about Dad, because I think he's the one that met my mom in the airport. So have you talked to Dad, or what is that conversation going to be like?
I saw him out there for a second, had to run in and shower. He just got off the phone with him, man. He's just a proud father, man. Appreciate him and everything he did, and getting to every game this season has been incredible. I just I wouldn't be here without him. So he pushed me when I was younger, and then kept my head straight in those tough times. So I really just appreciate him and everything he did for me.
That coming once again from Kielan Whitner. Kielan Whitner, who played safety, played as a defensive back in general, played special teams, played as a linebacker while at Syracuse. So many different positions while he was with the Orange, trying to help out the Syracuse Orange move forward and find success. He was willing to do whatever it took to get onto the field, and he did it the right way, and I appreciate him tremendously for all the work that he put forward, and Dante Strickland as well as this entire senior class. I want to give a shout-out to all of the awesome seniors at Syracuse, and, to start with, obviously, what Eric Dungey has been able to do in his time at Syracuse. Eric Dungey, the all-time career passing leader with the Orange. You could argue that, very few have meant more to a team than he has in a very, very long time when it comes to Syracuse's history. So, to this senior class that's comprised of Antoine Cordy, a defensive back who's been injured multiple times and decided to stay with the team when he originally was going to leave, when Schaefer was fired and whatnot, Antoine staying and me and being able to tell his story and to share his story on the broadcast. And you could go back and you could play that on the broadcast as well. Antoine is such a tremendous athlete and such a hardworking person who's never given up on himself. So, he is going to be missed and hopefully not missed on the airwaves. A wake-up call as I, intend to keep in touch with him. Jamal Custis, wide receiver, who's finished up his time at Syracuse, who really came on and had a better season this season than he has ever had at Syracuse. Aaron Roberts, who through injury has fought his way to be a starter on the offensive line out of Chicago, Illinois. To Keaton Darney, offensive lineman on the team as well. Coda Martin, who is the son-in-law of Dino Babers, who came over and transferred in and had the opportunity to play for a season, became a starter on the offensive line. Chris Slayton, who's been one of the most consistent, if not the most consistent defensive lineman on the team at number 95, coming out of Illinois. Eric Dungey, I mentioned, coming out of Lake Oswego in Oregon. The irony of him coming across the country to a school that's right by Oswego. Dante Strickland out of Dayton, New Jersey, South Brunswick, showing that New Jersey's got that talent. Syracuse is definitely building a bridge to Jersey, and Dante Strickland's a part of that starting. Ravion Pierce, tight end, finishing up his time out of Plantation, Florida after transferring. Kielan Whitner, who I mentioned, from Lawrenceville, Georgia, linebacker. Tyrone Perkins, who came in as a running back, ended up playing DB from Glen Head, New York. Kyle Kleinberg, fullback, tight end, played linebacker, senior out of Armonk, New York, as well as Ryan Guthrie, who transferred in and went from being a transfer all the way to be the starting middle linebacker of the team coming out of Cumming, Georgia, and senior on the team. Matt Keller, long snapper, senior out of Willow Street, PA, never gets to the respect that they deserve when we talk about long snappers, but he was a big part of this team. Cody Conway, offensive lineman, who fought to be a starter out of Plainfield, Illinois, and Ben Brickman at wide receiver out of Albany, New York. All of these seniors moving on from Syracuse. So my shout out, my appreciation, and my gratitude for every single one of them, and a God bless to all, including the conversations you just got to hear and the gentlemen you heard them from, Kielan Whitner and Dante Strickland.